Hi guys, it's Amy and you have found Amy Loves Crochet. Thank you so much for clicking on any of my videos. I really do appreciate your time. I've got some finished projects to share with you today. Something that was kind of a fail, a little chit chat, I guess. My finished projects, I'll go ahead and share those with you. I was working with this yarn from Loops and Threads. It's called Impeccable Speckle Stripes, and this is the colorway Royalty, and there are 160 yards in each 3-ounce ball. So this is what your label is going to look like, maybe, possibly. And I had 3 full skeins of that. So I was like, what am I going to do? The different colorways, I kind of wanted to show that in the thumbnail without showing too much. These are the 3 different colors that are in the skeins of yarn, just all mixed matched. You've got this great royal blue, which is the name of the yarn color, and then you've got that great purple in there, and then this sort of aquamarine that's got little spits of the blue showing through it. So I sat down with my 6mm hook, my J hook here, and I just started crocheting hexagons and just ran through each of the skeins, just creating hexagons. Like, I don't even care what colors are coming up. Sometimes I don't mind that, but sometimes, you know, if you want only the round to be a certain color, and then if your color continues up into the next round for a stitch or a cluster or 2, then sometimes that's bothersome to the eye. But in this case, I was like, I'm going to work something with this, whatever it's going to be. You know, hexagons, you can kind of sew them together in lots of different patterns. And I just figured I'd put them together in some sort of fashion. And I thought when I got done with it all, I knew that I had some of this royal blue. I have a whole bunch of this. I bought 3 of these packs that are just some mill ends. So it's a 1-pound pack. There were 4 of these skeins in each of them, and I bought 3. So I had 12 of these to begin with. I still have one 4-pack, this solid one, and then some scrappers. Now, I thought the colorway would go really well with it, but I didn't like it up against the blue. You can't really see it too well in here. This is much darker and a little bit thicker. And when I was using this with the other colors that are in the skein, it sort of just blended right in, like you couldn't really tell. But when I got to the point where I was going to hold it up next to, you know, if I was going to put a row of this with this, it just wasn't going to look right, like the strap. So I'm stuck. I don't have the strap for this bag because this is the extra that I was using, and I don't like it together. The other thing that you sort of have to watch out with these mill end things, yes, it's less expensive. It's kind of, you know, your everyday value yarn type thing. But here's what happens, what you can see here. Here you've got some beautiful twisting like it normally should be. And then here in the skein, you've got where the yarn has just untwisted. And there's a whole bunch of that in this particular skein. So at this point, I didn't run into any issues when I was making this project, but I know as I get through the rest of this skein, I'm just gonna have to cut that part out and put it to the side completely. So how did I put my colors together? You know, again, with the mix matching of all the different hexagons, the way that the colors were flowing, I was just letting it go. So the first one that I will show you, and I had put the colors, I had put the hexagons in a lot of different, so if you just look on YouTube for different hexagon, you know, I think I just put in crochet hexagon, and eventually through scrolling, you'll find different shapes of bags and stuff that you can put the hexagons together in different shapes. And so I continued to put them in different shapes. How did I like the color layout? Was I trying to do all of one color here and all of one color there? Oh, and then I even thought I was going to work on, I wanted to maybe put them together to be like that African flower hippo type thing, but those are a 5-panel. These are, you know, hexagons are 6, so I'll have to come back to that idea later. But in this case, you know, again, I could have gone in a lot of different ways with the way that the colors were either specifically matching or not matching, you know, specifically not matching. So I'm so excited. So this is the first one I'll show you. I had gotten to a point, this is not the first bag that I did. I did my main bag that I wanted to put the colors together that way. And then I saw what I had left. And so I put these together in such a way that the darkers were all at the bottom, and then the top is a little, you know, is the lighter part. And I had one or two, I think I had two hexagons left over that were mostly the variegated like this. You can see there's not only the darker blue, but there's a little bit of a lighter blue that comes through it as well. And so this was so much fun to like consider the different colors and stuff. So I, like I say, when I figured out all the bag count, all the hexagon count for the bags, I had two leftover hexagons that were in this color. So I decided that I would frog those out, because of course I waited to the end to do any end weaving in any of my ends, sewing in my ends, so that I could continue to make up my mind as I wanted to go, or as I go, you know. So I just did a single crochet for all the way around, and then, you know, sewed it on. So I really like that one. It does not have a liner. I'm not going to line it. It's a cute little kid bag, whatever. Sometimes I whip stitch, but in this case, I did slip stitches. So I stuck with the crochet hook for the most of it. But you can see, like, I had lots of different, you know, no two hexagons were the same. All of them had a different amount of each of the colors working through it. So I really, really like that one. And I've made little, you know, smaller bags like this before, and I just think that they're so much fun. So then the next one I want to show you is the one that's not finished yet. I really enjoyed the shape of the first one, so I wanted to mimic that. You know, the count of the colors worked out in such a way. But like I said, but to get to the strap for this one, I don't have a strap yet for this one, so that'll go in my pile of still needs a strap bags. And I'm probably going to line this one. I don't know, maybe, we'll see. So all of the hexagons were from the skeins. I only used the mill ends for attaching them. So here is this one. Now it may not look like much, but having the amount of blue, solid blue squares, I wanted to do something that really made whatever else I put with it kind of pop a little bit. So this is what was left of the purple pieces that I didn't use with my other bag. So again, you can see that they're not, no two are really the same. They really fed a different amount of color, you know, into each one. I think that one is one solid purple. I don't think I had very many solid purples left over to go into this bag anyway. So yeah, so here's this one. It was a little bit interesting to put this one together, because if you know me at all, I'm a symmetrical person in my brain. I don't know if my stuff comes out symmetrical, but I got to try to be symmetrical. So this one is a 5-point. So you don't have the even ends. You know, on this side you've got 2 points, and on this side is the 1, because then these are kind of on the edge. I liked it. It makes for a nice square bag. So I'll go ahead and link the tutorial for the way that I put this one together for the layout of the squares. So I'll end up putting some sort of a strap with that. I'm not sure what though. But the one that I'm most excited about, the way that I really enjoyed putting this one together, I started to say I didn't have any solid purples, but that's because they're in this bag. Are you ready, guys? Woohoo! So I did all the solids down here, and then you can see the middle row has some different amounts. Each one has a little different amount of the purple mixed with the variegated light blue one. So then I decided to go ahead and give this one an even topping, and I think this one is 2, 4, 6. This one is 6 single crochets across, and then I just sewed them on. And this one does not yet have a liner, but it will. And this one I single crocheted just to kind of give a different feel between the slip stitching. And then you can see like this little, these are single crochets. And that's why I'm, when I did the top for this one, I really think that it goes very well, and you can almost use it inside out if you like that. But if I were to try to top this off with that same blue yarn, it just doesn't match. That, well, I don't know. It's much more for my eye, and maybe because I'm so picky. I really swore you could tell a little bit better than this, but so that's why I didn't want to put that one on that, because it doesn't look quite enough the same. But I liked when, you know, when you're kicking something around and you're like, him and Han, and is it going to be this? Is it going to be that? What do I like? And then you finally settle on it and get working on it. I was so excited for this one. I really, really liked it. So yeah, I just did some edging here to kind of decrease, you know, there's trebles in the center, and then I went up the edge with doubles and then half doubles and then singles across. So it's mostly straight across. You can, if you looked really, really hard, you can sort of tell still that there's a bit of a peak, you know, that I was trying to overcome. So maybe some slip stitches in there instead might have done a little bit better, but I'm just in love with it. I am so happy with this one. You know, those 3 skeins were sitting on my shelf for some time, so yay to finally get that finished. So what else is going on? So my husband is out for a fishing trip this weekend, and I am excited to be home alone and have all my time to myself. Nobody needs nothing from me but me. And so in normal Amy fashion, this is a food related topic. I was watching some snacks being made, you know, YouTube videos of people making snacks and stuff. And I like a Rice Krispie treat, and I like how easy they are to make, but I'm not always feeling it, you know. It's a good idea in thought, but then I go to eat it and I'm like, meh. So I was watching this guy make these little Rice Krispie chocolate caramel cluster cookie things. And so I thought I'd go ahead and make it since I'm home alone this weekend. And so I even halved the recipe. And instead of, like I was going to say, in normal Amy Loves Crochet fashion, I didn't want to do what he was doing. I didn't want to make the round cookies that he was making. So I just tried to pour them out onto a sheet and was going to do like some bars or something, you know, cut it into squares. And so I took the first little edge bite, and I know you know what I'm talking about when I say that that nostalgia of something comes flooding back to you. You could have been nowhere near thinking about this, and boom, that's all you can think about. So when I was in high school, I was in drama, and we had a fundraiser where you would sell candy bars, you know, like so many of us did. And one of the ones that we sold was, and I think they were all generic names, but it was for like the $100,000 bar, where it's caramel and the Rice Krispies and the chocolate. And it's warm in California, and so those were always kind of melty and kind of like they never really held the shape of a candy bar the way that, you know, a $100,000 bar is shaped. So when I took this first bite off of the cookie sheet there to see, you know, was this a fail or not, because, oh, I forgot to do something else. I'll tell you in a minute. It was like that melty $100,000 bar that I had to pull out of my backpack, because I ate most of them. It was a fundraiser. You're supposed to sell to other people, but I ate most of them and just had my mom pay for it. Okay, so my other thing that I was doing is I watched the video for him to make the little rounds a couple of nights ago, and I wrote out the recipe thinking I'll remember what order to do everything. I just wrote down my quantity, what I was going to need. And you're supposed to mix in caramel chips, little caramel bits first, and melt those down. And I dumped my chocolate chips in at the same time. Well, those melted like right away, and the caramel chips were still thick and not melting right away. And then I was worried that I was going to burn my chocolate. And so it was a big mess. So follow the recipe, follow the instructions. Don't go your own route unless you're ready to throw the whole thing away, I guess. Anyway, so crochet again. Let's talk about crochet. So I wanted to work with this yarn. This is some yarn that I know you guys have seen before on the internet a little bit. This I got out of a Mary Maxim mystery bag a couple years ago. And I've got a whole bunch of this. It's beautiful green color. And then I've got, hold on. I've got this gorgeous blue as well. So I have put them together before in a project. I have worked a couple of scarves up with this. I don't mind it. It's kind of teeny, teeny, tiny. As you can see here, and it's kind of fuzzy, fuzzy, fuzzy. And working 2 strands together is really nice. You can see it gives you thick. It's nice and oozy. I love the squish of it. I don't remember what hook I was using, I think, because I don't think I'm going to continue. It's sitting down there where at my computer where I'm working. But anyway, so this was a nice looking scarf where you're supposed to have rows. I think the scarf is made up of 6 or probably 8 rows of this shape in 2 different colors. Pink, 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 pink. So I thought I would do this in the green and then add stripes of the blue to it. And I'm just not feeling it. I don't know if this should be a center pull yarn or not. I don't remember having so much trouble as I've had with these 2 skeins. I don't know what's going on with that, but I have a lot of yarn barf that I've got to deal with, and it is not making me a very happy camper. So the pattern that I read, now I'm mixing up my story. I think it was for a fingering weight, and I just put these 2 together and didn't consider the size difference. I think that's what it is. So it called for 59, I think, of these little dealy bobs, and I've made it, and it's like 8 times too long because I increased, you know, the amount of yarn. So the WPI of the yarn or whatever. So this is going to get frogged out. It's kind of a pain in my neck. It's not sitting right. I don't know that it's what I wanted it to look like. So that'll take a little while. And I got to be honest, it's not the first time that these skeins, and I always start out with a brand new one for some reason, but a lot of the others that I have, you can see I've frogged something out and rewrapped it. So that's going to be happening with this as well. So I do have 2 packages here from my Square Squad. Thank you so much to Kim and Cheryl, but I'm going to wait to open these until, you know, we've kind of hit the deadline or whatever for my Squares request to make my keepsake blanket. So I know at least one, Dina, I saw your message, that there is still at least one package that is in parcel to me. So I will check the post office one more time next week and then film that last update of the squares being received. And then I'll start the process of breaking them all down and being able to put them all together and seeing what we've got. I'm super excited about that. So something else I want to share with you since I am alone this weekend. Of course, I went to my little antique place that I just love, love, love. They've always got interesting stuff to look at, and you know, sometimes it's your cup of tea and sometimes it's not. This particular store, I feel like they changed their offerings quite a bit, so I don't feel like it's the same old, same old. And some of the little antique stores that you can go to really feel like nothing's been changed in eons. You see spider webs on the stuff. Ugh. So, oh, I got an itch. And see, that's the other thing about this, is it's got these little fiberies. Can you see them? Little metallic fiberies and stuff that are, whew. Okay. So I'm walking around, I'm enjoying myself, and I come across something that I just cannot pass up. You know, some stuff, I don't need to fill my shelves with knickknacks that other people discarded, but sometimes I can't help myself. This was a set that I paid $7.50 for. Okay, $7.50. And she gave me a discount because I was paying with cash. So you can't really beat that. Are you ready? Look at the little man and the little woman. And she's knitting. She's got little toothpicks right here. Let me put that down. She's got little toothpicks right here. And she's got a little knitted project that she's working on, including her little ball of yarn. Here's her little starter. You know, her little starter, the end where she started it. And she's got a little fluffy hair and her little face. Look how cute. And then him, like, with his little hands in his pockets. I love that. And he's got a little pipe. He's smoking his little pipe. Oh my gosh, I'm in love. I'm not sure what the little hook there is for. There's one. She's got one too. But look how cute are these, and they don't stink. Like, I totally thought that sometimes when you find yarny stuff in an antique store, it's kind of got an old smell to it. Are these just the most adorable little guys you've ever seen, or what? So sometimes it pays to just kind of cruise a store and not expect to find, you know, I don't go in there expecting to find anything specific. And there you go. Oh, so my husband going for his fishing trip, he says as he's kissing me goodbye and leaving, he's like, oh, and the chicken spilled a little bit, so can you clean the fridge out, please? Yeah, sure, let me spend my time cleaning up your chicken mess. But of course I will. It's not a big deal. So that's how I started my morning. It's like noon right now, which is out of the question for me to be filming at noon, because it's, you know, the house is alive at that point, so much so. But it's just me. La 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 la. All right. The very last thing that I want to share that I'm kind of excited about as well. So this is my water cup that I use now, and I have to hold it by the top, and I have to have hand strength, and I'm getting old, and I can't always have hand strength when I need it. It can't, you know, drops things sometimes. So I was been telling my friends at work and telling my husband, I want to get one that has a handle because I can't do this anymore. So I've been kicking it around, and like we were at Walmart or whatever, and they're just expensive. I am such a cheapskate. I do not want to spend $30 or $25 or whatever these Stanleys cost, or even the Stanley knockoffs. There's a lot of money into those things. So then you'll see ones at like the dollar store or the $5, Five Below or whatever they are, and they just feel so cheap. So with me being alone and spending time doing what I want to do, I went to Michael's and I cruised around a little bit yesterday. And this lady even said, are you finding everything okay? Do you need some help finding something, or something like that? And I said, nope, I'm just home alone this weekend, and I can spend as much time walking through Michael's as I want. She laughed. But anyway, so they had this 40-ounce big guy. It's stainless steel. It's, you know, everything that the others are supposed to be. I feel really good about my purchase. They were $19.99, but marked to $9.99. So I get up to the cash register and I said, are these really on sale for just $10? She goes, they're always just $10. I'm like, are you kidding me? She goes, I don't know if I've ever seen them be listed at full price. So sometimes those fake sales, that's manipulative. I don't like that. But so I laughed about being excited about a $10 discount that's like every day. And so as I go to pay, and I go to leave, and I'm looking at my receipt, she gave me a senior discount. Am I mad? Saved me $1, but do you think I look old? Or was she just throwing me a bone because I was so excited that it was already on sale, or what, that I thought it was on sale or whatever? I don't know. I'll take it, right? But anyway, so I'm super excited because it totally dawned on me. I didn't intend this when I bought it, but driving home, I thought, oh, I can put all my new crochet stickers you guys sent to me on here. Oh, I'm going to make my own crochet tumbler. I am so excited about that. So after I get these last two and the one from Dina that's coming, I know, and any others that are straggling through here in the next week or so, once I get, dig back into everything and get everything like laid out for my squares and my hexagons, I am going to lay out all my stickers and see what I can do to make myself an awesome tumbler crochet style. So, alrighty guys, that's what I've got for you right now. I hope you've had a laugh or two with me. I'm in a really great mood, and I'm all alone, and I'm not even mad. So have a wonderfully blessed day, and I hope you'll come back and see me again. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.